confidence plays a part in coaching. Like we talk about player confidence, there is such a thing as coach confidence, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, are you kind of growing that as you go through repetition?
Yeah, and I think too, just like he talked about the people that's prepared him, the number one thing they taught us was do your work early. Prepare yourself. Don't leave things to question. Eliminate as much gray area as possible. Eliminate as much doubt as you can with the way you work up until the game. The game is going to take care of itself, and then your feel has to come into play and understanding your team. And so, you know, I just think the work has to be done early, and when you come from trees like us of incredible coaches, you know, all we could do is soak that stuff up.
It's a huge advantage, right, Mark?
Yeah, hey, Fizz, Luke, thanks for joining us. Mark Jones here, courtside. Fizz, I'm going to repeat a phrase. I want you to tell me what it means to you. And the phrase is, keep the main thing the main thing.
That's an Eric Spoelstra all-timer, man. And Luke, I'm going to hand that one off to you. That was basically get a bottle of LeBron and tell everybody to get out the way.
I always wondered what that one meant.
Don't complicate it. I could translate it in a lot of different ways, but it was basically give LeBron as much room as possible and get out the way. And that included the coaches.
That's great. Would you say the same thing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, to me, the main thing is, like, what's our goal, right? What are we trying to accomplish as a team? Especially now that we have LeBron and we have Rondo and we have other guys, there's going to be all sorts of distractions. There's going to be people telling us we should win championships. Every time we lose, there's going to be people telling us we need to do things different. That's not the main thing. The main thing is how do we get to a certain level of play that we give ourselves a chance to win. Yep. And that's where our focus has to be. So when I hear keep the main thing, that's no outside distractions. No Just what we decided as a group is most important to us. That's what we want to do every day.
And stick to it.
The interesting thing is you are in probably two of the markets where maybe there are enough distractions around the main thing to make that challenging.
Hey, Fizz, it's Jonesy again here. I wanted to ask you one more thing. You're preparing to really, and you guys talked about relationships. You're planning a trip to go see Kristaps over in Latvia sometime soon. Tell us what you hope to get accomplished on that trip.
You know, I just want to go spend time with him and his family. We're going on the 23rd. Oh, man, Magic Johnson just walked in, so
you
I got to be,
you gotta, that's a TV pro right there.
You know, but, yeah, I plan on going over there on the 23rd, my wife and I just want to spend time with the kid. I want to listen to him. I want to get a feel for he and his family. You know, and start building a relationship that can last a long time and show him basically how I want to turn him into the best player he can be.
I guess I'd follow Luke because obviously we always talk, and you come from an organization where you had won a championship with Golden State where there was such connectivity between the front office and the coaching staff. You know, what's it like working with Magic, and what's the most important things as you try to build a relationship with LeBron James?
Well, everything to me starts with trust, right? So trust is never given. You have to earn that. And working with Magic and Rob has been incredible. You know, we sit there, we'll meet, we'll talk about personnel stuff, we'll talk about the team, the style of play, things like this. And then that trust starts to happen over time. And now we have LeBron. We've been texting. We're planning on meeting soon. And it just, it comes with him seeing the way that we work as a staff, the way that we conduct ourselves, holding players accountable, the preparation that Fizz was talking about, and then you start to build that trust. And to me, that's the core value of every good relationship is trust.
I'm going to get specifically to a couple of players, Luke, only because Mo Wagner is a guy that I had seen at Michigan, obviously watched their run to the Final Four. Super skilled. What took me and what I really like is the edge he seems to play with. As you've watched him play, what stood out for you?
Well, you know, one, he can shoot the ball. He spaces the floor, which is big in today's game. And two, that edge that you're talking about. I love it. He's always kind of mixing it up a little bit, which not only gets him going, but it gets his teammates going. And that's the type of toughness when we sit down and we talk about those relationships. When I sit down with Rob and Magic, and we talk about the type of guys we want. We want guys that love to compete. And we saw that in Mo, and that's why we were really excited that he was still on the board when we could draft.
I love that kid during the interview process, too.
He was the
Bobby?
best.
Because
my
of
God.
what?
I could have hung out with him a little bit. Like, I like him. Yeah.
What, I know you haven't had a chance yet, but Kristaps Porzingis, how do you envision using him? He's obviously 7 feet, really skilled, stretches the floor. Is there something more you want from him?
Well, I just want to keep putting a higher plane for him to shoot for. And that's why I came right in and said, hey, I see you as an MVP candidate. I see you as a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, so that he understands, what is required.
Right.
And so I'm going to challenge him every day to reach that. I'm obviously going to – I don't see a position for him. I really don't. I think he's one of those freaks in nature at 7'1" to 7'3", whatever you want to say, that can bring it up. He can handle it in a pick and roll. He can set a pick and roll. He can come off of pin downs. He can set pin downs. He can post. He can do all of it. And defensively, he's just so dynamic. So, I plan on putting him in a lot of different situations and really trying to highlight his skill set.
Hey, Luke, as Josh Hart knocks down another shot. The Lakers out to a quick 4-point lead here as we approach 6.5 minutes to go. Kevin Knox with a nice show and go. And Luke, outside of the guys on the floor right now for the Lakers, Lonzo Ball went through a period this year where you guys were very successful with him actually in the lineup and playing good minutes. The record showed it, but then he battled with injuries as well. Right now, out with a knee. How does he project moving forward with this newly revamped roster that you guys have?
Well, I think it's going to be great for Lonzo. Lonzo to me is a player that he even shines more with the more talent that's around him, because he's unselfish, he's a winner, and he wants to get, other people involved all the time. So, when you get shooters and all-stars around him, I think that just brings out what he does best, and he's going to continue to develop his personal game as well. So obviously, between the injuries and how much we struggled last season when he was out, we felt like it was important for us to get another point guard that we could rely on when, if he were to continue, dealing with those type of injuries. And we feel very confident that Rondo is that guy. We also think Rondo can really help teach Lonzo the NBA game and the nuances of the point guard position, because they both play the game in an unselfish manner, so they're going to be a good mix for each other.
Well, Lakers and Knicks fans are angry because I know we've got to let you both go. I have 1,000 more questions.
Well, we're sitting here laughing because we were laughing. I remember being at USD High School in the gym with Luke, working out together and me working him out. This had to be 20 years ago.
How cool is
Now
that?
he's the head coach of the Lakers, and I'm the head coach of the Knicks. So this is
exciting.
This is
pretty awesome.
This is brothers here, man.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool for
It's an
us.
amazing thing. We're so excited to see you both next season. We thank you for joining us on Coaches Appreciation Day.
Thank you, Doris.
That San Diego area, Doris, with a pretty good and bountiful coaching tree. There's a couple of them right there on Coaching Appreciation Day.
Every time a Friday feels like a family reunion, a Corona gets its lime. Every time your work friends and your friends become friends. And every time it's like you're the only people on earth, a Corona gets its lime.
Gatorade, with carbs to help fuel your muscles and help you make the leap to the next level. Studied, tested, proven. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Fruits and veggies are essential to your health, but it's tough to get enough of their nutrients. New One A Day with Nature's Medley is the only complete multivitamin with antioxidants from one total serving of fruits and veggies. Try New One A Day with Nature's Medley.
Hey, babe.
Boom.
Where are you, Slowpoke?
Right behind you.
Play just got serious in the all-new Toyota Avalon.
Tim Hardaway Jr. with the baseball cap on, sitting behind or beside Juwan Howard, assistant coach with the Miami Heat. And I don't have to say who the guy in the white polo shirt is, but he's running things and doing a pretty good job right now for the Los Angeles Lakers in the context of being able to convince and sign LeBron James to a four-year contract. Doris, people forget the importance of the fact that he's locked in for the first time in a long time.
Right.
You know, going back to pretty much Miami for that length of time.
That's correct.
Where we won't be going through the quote-unquote summer of LeBron anymore.
I think he's probably tired of having gone through that. Yeah. His Magic worked his magic, so to speak. And it was very interesting to watch Magic and, you know, have him talk about it. It was a 2-year process, and it may still very well be a 2-year process to get that second star in LA. And obviously we're referencing the one guy, as you see, the LeBron Lonzo 19. You know, the Kawhi Leonard situation remains unsettled. I do not believe, obviously, our great Adrian Wojnarowski has said the suitors go beyond Los Angeles. And so where that ends up, I don't know.
Do you think that situation is as irretrievable as everybody says it is? Remember last year, Pop sat down with LaMarcus Aldridge and had a emptying and purging of the souls and came to an agreement, and were able to have Aldridge was a great season. Do you think that Pop maybe is holding out hope of being able to reconcile as Josh Hart with a heart attack for the Lakers? Wow.
That was gorgeous. But he has been as everything you had hoped he would be. He has been Josh Hart. I don't know, Mark. I'll be honest with you. I honestly do not know if the relationship is too far gone for any sort of reparation. You know, Greg Popovich is one of the most well-reasoned people we have in the league. But sometimes a relationship gets to a point of no return. Has it gotten to that? I don't know. It feels from an outsider perspective that it's an untenable, irreparable situation. But listen, until he's moved, if he has to show up in camp, it'll be a dynamic unlike maybe we've ever seen.
Williams fouls Williams, and back to Josh Hart.
Well, listen, he just understands that defender is overcommitted to one side, so he attacks the closeout on the exact way it should go, and he leaves no doubt. I mean, look at that. Williams gets to his right hip, so he goes right past him.
Josh Hart, 30th pick a season ago. Played in 63 games for the Lakers this past season, 5th most on the team.
Of all the guys we've seen, this guy has just, there's been a countenance, a presence about him. Like, he looks like a guy who played for the Lakers for long stretches, particularly when Kuzma went down late and he got his opportunity. Boy, he's wearing the look of somebody who saw time in the Lakers uniform.
Yeah, his confidence growing even more so during the summer here in Las Vegas. Hit 4-7 from deep to post another game-high 19 points in their previous win against the Chicago Bulls. This game deadlocked at 12 on Coach Appreciation Day here at the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League here in Las Vegas. And what a day, what an abundance of fantastic guests that you've had a chance to sit down with, Doris, and speak with. We've spoken with some of the great minds in the coaching profession. On the steal, Mikhailuk couldn't finish that time in traffic. Finds Wagner, who slams it home. And hey, we were talking about Mikhailuk a little bit earlier. Just today, it became official. He signed a 3-year rookie deal. So what a run it's been for the rookie out of Kansas. Playing well here, shooting the ball here in Summer League. Signed his contract earlier today.
So he's
going to join these guys.
That's correct. Another young piece that they've added. Kyle Kuzma, of course, 16 points per game. Lonzo Ball proved himself to be a solid rebounder, passer, and Josh Hart in limited windows last season. But the one piece I would not give up, you know, there are plenty of assets on the board. You mentioned it. I would not trade Brandon Ingram. You know what, Mark? You know, that Brandon Ingram is a guy whose capacity for work, his serious demeanor about wanting to be great, and what he brings to the table already. You know, he is a player who is going to fill out physically. He has worked really hard to become more efficient as a shooter. He has tightened his handle that he can go in either direction. And there will come a time, and it seems like with every repetition, it is more and more infrequent. Is that an oxymoron? Anyway,
yeah.
It happens less that on his way to the cup, he's knocked off balance. That guy's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem for a long time. And I wouldn't want, if I were them, I wouldn't want to trade Brandon Ingram.
Going into his third year, Doris, you want to talk about youth. Going into his third year, he's 20 years old.
Right.
Brandon Ingram was all rookie in his first year. And Luke Walton will be the first to tell you when he was out with an injury, they lost a lot of their playmaking because of the fact that they run a lot of offense through Brandon Ingram.
Remember the year they basically put him at the point guard spot for stretches of the season, and that was invaluable. Handling the ball under duress, having to set the offense, make sure you're on cue where everybody, you know everybody's job, 1 through 5.
I remember Ingram as a rookie, and at the combine in Chicago, he told me, Mark, I'm trying to put some weight on. I'm consuming 5,000 calories per day.
How do you do that?
I said, 5,000, bro, you're a member of the media if you're doing that. You should be working with us if you're eating that much. Hey, the Lakers eating right now, including Mo Wagner. They're up by 4 when we come back.
Coverage of MGM Resorts NBA Summer League 2018 is brought to you by Toyota, Let's Go Places, and One a Day with Nature's Medley.
Summer wants you to slip out of the office and into a swimsuit. It wants bonfires that go way later than they should. Basically, if you're summering with a Corona in hand, you're doing it right. But don't take it from us. Take it from Summer.
The Employee of the Year, Anna.
Progress is in the pursuit. Audi will cover your first month's lease payment on select models during the Summer of Audi sales event.
It's 99-cent Kids Nights at Golden Corral. Now kids eat and drink for just 99 cents. Under $1. Woo! It's prime time for family time. Come on now. Golden Corral. Your choice. Rules.
When you come to Las Vegas, you need to pack 2 different types of outfits. Something to show you're ballin' and something to play ballin'. Watch the next wave of NBA stars strut their stuff in Vegas.
I want to leave my mark in Las Vegas Summer League. I've always performed better when the lights are brighter. I just want to leave my impact.
Fans will walk away thinking he's going to be the new face of the NBA.
Watch them ball in the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League 2018. Check local listings.
Here's what happened a moment ago to Mo Wagner, the rookie for the Los Angeles Lakers, trying to work off of a screen and stepped on the foot of the player behind him. I believe it was Hicks. And Wagner going to the sideline. I remember last year, Magic Johnson, when Brandon Ingram was shaken up, literally walked out to midcourt, looked across at the coaching staff and said, that's it. He's done. Magic shut him down. Then and there, Josh Hart has got his shooting sleeve working in full effect tonight, Dorisberg. 19-12 lead. Hart with 10. And Hart with the steal. Well, that's going to earn a trip to the foul line for him.
What's your attitude about being in Summer League? Do you want to be here? This guy has taken command of his team from the opening game. Just touch the sleeve, make sure it's, you know, fitting properly.
Hey, if you wear a shooting sleeve, you got to be able to shoot. You just can't look good. You got to be able to shoot it. And Hart is knocking down his shots here tonight. Josh Hart out of Villanova won a national championship for Jay Wright, the 2017 winner of the Julius Erving Small Forward of the Year award in college. He had a nice streak during the regular season this past year where he was averaging close to double digits rebounding. When the media asked him about it, he was saying, you know, I'm just getting my Charles Barkley on.
He is a confident kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he and Kyle Kuzma, Alonzo Ball certainly don't lack for confidence. Nice looking drive. Count it for Troy Williams. Out of Indiana, third-year pro.
Well, he gets by a very good defender and then has to face the help rotation and does a nice job.
5 points for Williams.
It'll be very interesting, and I touched on this a little bit with Luke, and David Fisdale talked about it, like the work habits of LeBron James. Kyle Korver was in awe. Nice steal. Go ahead.
And slam. That's the G League slam dunk champion, Doris Burke, and he showed off one right there to lead down to 4.
But if you're a young guy and you show up to the gym 2 hours before and LeBron's already beat you in there, that's a very powerful message. Greatness comes at a price in the NBA, and LeBron has paid it.
Williams on the break again. Had it knocked away out of bounds off his knee.
Boy, you love Troy Williams staying with it after the missed free throw. This off the nice drive he had. Just gets in front, jumps it, and finishes.
You know, you talk about LeBron, Doris, you raise an interesting variable. He has a wonderful impact when it comes to physical conditioning. I'm going to bet that at some point during this summer, LeBron is going to send out a group text to the Lakers, as he did with his then Heat teammates, as he did then with his Cavalier teammates, and say, meet me in Santa Monica on such and such a date. Pack a big bag. We're going to stay for 5 days. We're going to do conditioning running the Santa Monica stairs, and we're going to ball at night, and we're going to go watch movies and hang out a little bit. That text is being written at some point this summer.
And the beauty is he can accommodate them all because he's got 2 residences.
Hey, you're right. Now it's home. Foul underneath. Hey, the Summer League tournament begins tomorrow, folks. We go into tournament format here in Las Vegas on NBA TV, ESPNU, ESPN2, and the ESPN app. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock on ESPNU. NBA TV starts at 4:30, ESPN2 at 6.
What time are you and I working?
We got the night shift.
Okay.
We got the night shift.
We're better at night.
Yeah, we're nocturnal here in Las Vegas for all the right reasons. And it's nice to sit at the hotel and watch the day games and come and get to watch the games and call the games in the evening. The tournament format, great block by Mitchell Robinson. Things get ratcheted up in terms of urgency tomorrow. And a nice face-up jump shot by Isaac Hicks. He's the two-way player for the New York Knicks out of North Carolina. Played 18 games off their bench and 37 for Westchester in the G League. Nice move by Ayers inside. This Robinson guy, number 26, Mitchell Robinson, an interesting story. Ball out of bounds. Here's what I talked about earlier. The tournament format begins single elimination. Teams, of course, guaranteed 5 games. The team seeded 1 through 30 after 3 games in the preliminary round. The seeding determined by the records and tiebreakers. Don't ask me to explain the tiebreakers, okay? And the top 2 seeds receive first round byes. The Lakers trying to remain undefeated. They're 2-0.
Continue your Robinson story.
Well, Robinson did not play collegiately, was supposed to go to Western Kentucky and was sidetracked by various issues. He was a 2017 McDonald's High School All-American, averaged 26 and 13 and 6 blocks. Now, the Knicks feel that they may have unearthed a bit of a diamond here, Doris, because on the first day of training camp, he walked into the gym and made his presence felt when he blocked 5 shots, I'm told, in one sequence on defense. And then for the rest of the training camp session, was dunking the ball or trying to dunk the ball on everyone in the area, every opportunity he got. And he came out here early and made a quick bucket and really has made himself a presence.
Can't teach what he's got. 7 foot, 225 pounds, runs the floor like a deer, big time athletic ability.
Now, there was a little bit of a recruiting debacle that sidetracked him into getting to Western Kentucky. So he's basically been working out and waiting for this moment. Working out, training, getting to know the NBA game. And, well, the New York Knicks could use a little feel-good right now in terms of unexpected surprises. There's Alonzo Trier out of Arizona. A prolific scorer gets it to go at the end of the buzzer here in the first quarter. Pretty well played first 10 minutes, Doris.
No doubt. And Trier, this is what he does, right? He wants to score it big time. Nice adjustment and finish.
It's summer.
Summer is here!
The surest sign that summer has arrived. The summer can from Corona. Get it while you can.
Nothing gets a family's full attention like my freshly prepared chicken. The delicious KFC $20 fill-up with 8 pieces of extra crispy chicken and sides will surely get your kids off their phones. And they may even look at you, their loving parent. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
The all-new, fully loaded Car Week.
Might have too much horsepower. That's a good problem to have.
Truck Wars.
Chevy versus Ford. It's an off-road arms race.
Speed Demons.
We just set the ultimate land speed record.
Hot Wheels 50th Anniversary Special.
It's a Hot Wheel. You don't have to worry about the brakes.
Hot Rods and Muscle Cars.
A commercialized rebellion.
It's all part of Car Week. Continues tonight at 8, 7 Central. Only on History.
Hey, listen up. We're Hims. And we help you stay looking like this. Not like this. Most guys start losing their hair by 35, but thanks to science, baldness can be optional. And so are other man issues. We deliver products directly to you at home. It's easier to take care of yourself than fix it later. Try it out at 4hims.com.
Tomorrow, the MGM Grand Summer League playoffs begin on ESPNU at 4 p.m. Eastern, and then continue with 3 games on ESPN2. All games also streaming live on the ESPN app. Also, you can watch them anywhere as a result. Magic Johnson, the head of the show for the Los Angeles Lakers. I thought it was interesting that he said, listen, this is a 2-year deal for me. If I can't get the guys in here that we need to win and contend for a title in 2 years, then I'm going to step away. That means I didn't get the job done.
Okay, but does it
That
now?
means he's got it done already.
I just wanted to make sure, because there's no qualifiers put on it necessarily. As you see, who's on the floor for the Knicks, Garrett Benajay.
Defensive 3-second violation against the Knicks. King going to the free throw line for the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's talk about Kevin Knox a little bit. The 9th pick overall. Impressive athleticism against Utah a couple of nights ago. Had 19 points, a team high for New York. And I mentioned the fact that, you know, Doris, he's only 18 years old.
Yep.
Has great athletic bloodlines. His father played football at Florida State. And I'm told that in one of his workouts against Mikal Bridges and a couple of other guys, he walked in with a certain drip, with a certain swag, and really dominated the other guys in the gym that day.
Good thing you added swag.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about drip.
Because he answered some of the questions that needed to be answered about him in the eyes of the New York Brass. And on the first day of training camp, you know, there was nothing deferential about him. And it's something that really has ingratiated him to the brain trust of the New York Knicks. And fittingly and appropriately, his first basket in summer league play he slashed to the basket on a break and slammed it home with two hands. And if you're a Knicks fan, as you are, Doris Burke,
yes,
you got to feel good about this guy being in a New York uniform this year.
No doubt about it. And I talked to some of their staff. Nice move. Right, that is beautifully done.
Oh, what about this? Okay, so this is what he posted. So when he was corralling you going up the ramp, we're leaving the arena the other day.
Yeah.
You guys got the selfie, right? And he had that remark.
His trainer wanted the selfie. He made me promise I'd take a selfie with him post-game today. But I'm going to say this.
Kevin Knox is a big Doris Burke fan, as is everybody else.
And the Knicks brass love this kid because the first box he checks is he's a high-character kid. And this is one of the things that David Fisdale and I just had a conversation about this on Coach's Appreciation Day, Mark, is one of the things that you love about Kristaps Porzingis is his ability to play in the spotlight of New York. Kevin Knox is very similar. There is a maturity, despite that age you just referenced. Right. There is a countenance about this young man that belies his years. And what they love about him on the floor is, in terms of running pick and roll and decision making, which is so critical in the NBA, is they believe he is ahead of the game. He's got a high release on his shot. He's got incredible length. Listen, it's been a long time since Knicks fans have had a lot to be excited about. At least you are starting to see, you know, the cumulative collection of talent. That's got, listen, you can't win without it.
Kevin Knox on draft night took on the smattering of boos, as Knicks fans seem to do on draft night. They have a proclivity for that. But he's embraced the challenge of turning those boos into cheers. Garrett with a step-back jumper, no good. New York Knicks down by 2. Xavier Ratton-Mays over to Holland. Good ball movement by New York, but they step out of bounds. Doris Burke back on the move to her set upstairs here at Thomas & Mack Center on Coach Appreciation Day. We'll have a couple more coaches coming through. Rick Carlisle going to be coming through shortly. Rick Carlisle, the president of the NBA Coaches Association, head coach of the New York Knicks. Good defense out front by the Lakers. Traer going to be whistled for the offensive foul. There's a look at Rick Carlisle on his way to join our Doris Burke. Rick Carlisle won an NBA championship with the Dallas Mavericks back in 2011, defeating the Miami Heat. And right now has the explosive, dynamic Dennis Smith Jr. running the show at point guard. Speaking of point guards, Ratton-Mays out of Florida State, another one of those Seminoles here in Summer League. 4-point lead for Los Angeles. Knox on the drive. Sweet, strong lefty finish, and Kevin Knox with 4 for New York. Rick Carlisle obviously happy with the fact that Doncic finally got his deal signed, and a nice bucket. Holland on the drive. Knicks have numbers. Long 2, no good. And Ratton-Mays up court for Los Angeles. Dotson, good full court pressure. Ratton-Mays had it knocked out of bounds. Let's bring in Doris, who's standing by with Rick Carlisle, the president of the Coaches Association.
Only appropriate that we have the president of the Coaches Association on Coaches Appreciation Day. Thank you so much for joining us, Rick. And I'm going to just say a personal thank you to Rick, because when I first started as an analyst in the NBA, this guy one time in a post-game locker room just grabbed my shoulders and said, "You're doing good, kid." And I don't know if I've ever said thank you, because that incredibly...
I'm going to offer you a coaching job soon. Are you interested?
Well, listen, we'll talk about that later.
Fair enough.
I'm curious about Summer League for you. You and I have talked about this a little bit, but aside from the basketball, as somebody who's the president of the Coaches Association, is there a time for you guys as coaches to get together and maybe share ideas, or what's it like for you guys?
Yeah, we have our annual meeting tomorrow, which is our big meeting of the year. All of our assistant coaches and head coaches. And Summer League has changed so much. You know, I was sitting courtside right next to Magic Johnson and Lester Connor, and we were talking about playing in the old LA Summer League at Loyola Marymount in the old days, you know, back in the mid-'80s, and what that was like. And you know, that Summer League lasted about 3 or 4 weeks. It was a smaller group of people and stuff, but you had guys like Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas and Dominique Wilkins just coming off the street and playing every once in a while. So it was pretty cool. This is what it's turned into, is just it's amazing. I know the ratings are great. We're seeing young talent here, and you know, it's a thrilling thing to be a part of.
Yeah, the fans are really into it. The league has never been maybe more popular. It's probably one of the fastest growing sports. You know, we've talked to coaches all day about sort of their mentors, Rick, and we're sort of in a break zone, so we may have to kind of cover this over 2 sides. But if you'll indulge me, I wanted to send my condolences to D. Rowe, somebody that you have a connection with. He's a former UConn coach. He lost his wife, Ginny. It is so unusual, and the connection to you is D was a longtime member of the Worcester Academy community. How about this, Rick? 2 NBA coaches were at Worcester Academy at one point in their playing career. We're going to talk about the connection. We're going to talk about the man who coached both Rick Carlisle and Mike Malone on the other side.
Now get 50% off all Domino's pizzas when you order online. 50% off sausage pizzas, handmade pan pizzas, even barbecue banana pepper pizzas. If you're into that, this week only, get 50% off the menu price of 34 million pizza combinations at Domino's.com.
Some believe if it's not German, it's not luxury performance. So we brought these Infiniti SUVs to Germany with American families to drive them.
This truck is only for German luxury auto, not for family or SUV.
VC Turbo. It's like 2 engines in one. How did Germany not do that first?
Keine Kinder auf der Strecke.
The Infiniti family of SUVs. There's nothing traditional about it. Let your new legacy begin at the Infiniti Summer Sales Event. Infiniti. Empower the drive.
I wanted to make Angry Orchard Rosé out of my love for rosé wine. We came here to France and found these red-fleshed apples. Our rosé is a little bit less sweet. It has a bright, refreshing taste and a pink rosé hue.
The 2018 T-Mobile Home Run Derby, Monday at 8 on ESPN.
And the ESPY goes to...
Celebrate the year's greatest moments in sports and the heroes behind them. Danica Patrick hosts the ESPYs, live July 18th on ABC.
36-32 here at the Thomas & Mack Center. Lakers on top. We still have Rick Carlisle with us, and the connection between you and Mike Malone is you both played for Tom Blackburn, and I get the sense, just because of how much respect you both have for the game, can you describe what Tom Blackburn meant to you?
Well, he was a father figure to all the guys that played there. In fact, Donnie Nelson went to Worcester Academy as well, and Donnie coached, you know, a good portion of the season as a head coach for the Dallas Mavericks, and now he's been a very successful president of the franchise. So, you know, some very opportunistic people came out of Worcester, and Coach Blackburn was a huge part of it, because he was an old school guy that really focused on the fundamentals, and that's carried with me all the way till now, and I know same with Mike and Donnie.
I don't know, Rick, that coaches at that level understand the power and the effect they can have on people, but certainly I know Mike Malone has talked about his influence. Okay, so we've been talking about coaches, but you were a teammate of Larry Bird. Did anything about the way Larry played affect your coaching or your sentimentalities about the game?
Very much so. Playing with Larry Bird for 3 years in the mid-'80s when he was the best player on the planet was an amazing experience. he had a low-profile personality, but he was a guy that was a man of few words, and when he spoke, you listened. And he was a guy who's a subtle look or a gesture could give a guy like me a lot of confidence. Hey, knock that in. You know, you're playing with Larry. Hey, knock that in. You know, you're gonna knock it in. And so things like, you know, how to help give players confidence is a big part of what I learned from him. And then, of course, you know, I coached with him for 3 years when he came to Indiana. I was his offensive coordinator, and he was head coach, and he was coach of the year his first year. And that was an amazing opportunity both for Larry and myself, you know, going to Indiana and kind of in helping resurrect a veteran team that had a little left.
Mark?
Hey, Rick, Mark Jones here at the table. Doris mentioned Larry Bird playing with him. Unfortunately, he also played with our guy Bill Walton.
Yeah.
How many Grateful Dead
for all the Grateful Dead fans out there?
Tell us, you know, just going back to your Dallas championship and that year, and obviously evolving out of that, you've got a special relationship on Coach Appreciation Day when you think about some of the players that you've really got strong bonds with in special times, like going through a championship. When you think about Dirk Nowitzki coming up to, you know, he's on 40, going on 40 plus, the wheels are still running. I want to ask you about him on the other side of this commercial. But thanks, and we'll get back to that in just a minute.
We're holding him hostage, America. We're not letting him go.
Bound and gagged.
Summer wants you to slip out of the office and into a swimsuit. It wants bonfires that go way later than they should. Basically, if you're summering with a Corona in hand, you're doing it right. But don't take it from us. Take it from Summer.
People are taking steps to fight type 2 diabetes with fitness, food, and Farxiga, the pill that starts with F. Farxiga, along with diet and exercise, helps lower A1C in adults with type 2 diabetes. It's 1 pill a day, and although it's not a weight loss drug, it may help you lose weight.
Do not take if allergic to Farxiga. If you experience symptoms of a serious allergic reaction such as rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing, stop taking and seek medical help right away. Do not take Farxiga if you have severe kidney problems, are on dialysis, or have bladder cancer. Tell your doctor right away if you have blood or red color in your urine, or pain while you urinate. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast infections in women and men, serious urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, and kidney problems. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have signs of ketoacidosis, which is serious and may lead to death.
Ask your doctor about the pill that starts with F and visit Farxiga.com for savings. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Mayday! Hello? Sir, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Reach under your seat.
What? These are just Old Spice grooming products!
Pull out the pomade and apply it.
Where's that runway?
Hey. Use Old Spice.
She knows best.
Boy, look at the radiant and luminous career of Dirk Nowitzki. He won a championship in 2011 with Rick Carlisle on the sidelines. Rick, back to talking about Dirk. This is Coach Appreciation Day. What's it like to get that sense of leading a team to the championship, especially when you hear it from a player like a Dirk? What's that like? What's that fulfillment like for you?
Well, that was an amazing run, and there were 2 or 3 guys that were so deserving. Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Kidd, Tyson Chandler, Sean Marion, Jason Terry. I mean, these guys are championship caliber guys. You know, we got hot at the right time. We rode the wave. You know, we had a great series against Miami, and then when it was over, it was surreal. It was almost like, gosh, is it really over?
Yeah.
But Dirk was so deserving of that moment, you know, with what he's done in his career and what he's stood for. The level of consistency that he has shown, established, I mean, it's beyond words, really.
Yeah. It's been a privilege to cover him, and he's just a tremendous professional, a tremendous person. So it's been our honor to cover Dirk. You now have a young superstar, or a young, hopeful superstar in Luka Doncic. You told us in the break you're going to go visit he and his family. Why is that important as a coach? Do you need to establish that connection?
I think it's important. You know, when we signed Barnes 2 years ago, I spent several days in Ames, Iowa, and then I went back again last year. When I got the job with Dallas, I went over to see Dirk in Germany for a few days, and that was great. And We don't have a lot of time over in Ljubljana, but I'm going to go spend a couple of days with Luka and his mom over there and see where he's from, where he grew up, the gyms that he played in and things like that, and we're going to actually fly all the way over there together, and then we'll have a lot of chance to talk basketball and talk about Dallas.
That's very cool. We're going to tape a ceremony at the half of this game. Longtime assistant coach, one of the nicest men I've ever met, Tim Gergerich. What can you tell us, or what should the NBA fan know about Tim?
Well, Tim Gergerich is probably the most important person in the history of modern player development. He is, I consider him the godfather of modern player development. He has helped everybody learn how to teach players, how to communicate with players, how to get the most out of time. In the early 90s when George Karl brought him over here, and by the way, George is going to present that award to him tonight, the Tex Winter Lifetime Achievement Award for assistant coaching. George brought him over, and Tim immediately started working with Gary Payton and Sean Kemp before games. There was this guy working with players before games. They were sweating. They were going hard. Everybody's thinking, what is the guy doing? Well, now everybody does that. And Tim encouraged people to do it. He has helped develop more coaches and more players than anybody in the history of this game. And he's touched so many of us in so many ways. I couldn't even begin to thank him for everything he's done for so many coaches and so many players.
Well, we so appreciate you taking the time with us, Rick. This has been an absolute pleasure, and we'll look forward to you coaching Luka, and it's just great to see you, my friend.
My girl. Always a pleasure.
Rick, thanks for joining us. New York Knicks down by 9 right now. Josh Hart back at the free throw line. Interesting insights and comments from Dallas Mavericks head coach Rick Carlisle, who's about to be popular not only in Würzburg, Germany, where Dirk is from, but also popular in Ljubljana, Slovenia. Time on the floor with 2:36 to go. Josh Hart leading the way with 12 points when we come back to Las Vegas.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Use Old Spice.
She knows best.
I am the DQ Summer Blizzard menu with flavors like Twix and cotton candy. I am one reason summer nights were invented. The other reason? Convertibles. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
The Junior NBA World Championship is the NBA's first ever global youth basketball tournament for top 13 and 14-year-old boys and girls teams from around the world. The inaugural event at ESPN's Wide World of Sports in Orlando. 32 teams will be on August on Fox and FS1. To learn more, visit juniornba.com/World Championship. Well, Josh Hart, the Los Angeles Lakers, getting it done today once again for the purple and gold. 12 points so far in the game.
He's a guy who established himself last year as somebody who can guard across 3 or 4 different positions. He'll fight you in the post. They needed to see this, Mark. This is why the Los Angeles Lakers made him come here. They wanted to see him command the offense, aggressively play at a pick and roll, and make shots. Check, check, and check. How about that story? How about that story from Rick Carlisle? I never knew that Tim Gergerich was the guy who started all those workouts pregame. I mean, I knew he was great at it, but I didn't know he was the first one to ever do it.
Back in the day, Gerg would be working out guys, as he mentioned. I know back in Seattle, Gary Payton, those guys would always come to Las Vegas here and meet with Gerg in the summertime and get their workouts in. But yeah, very much the godfather of the player development, especially the pregame stuff. Kevin Knox back at the free throw line for the New York Knicks. He's got 7 points in the game. The rookie out of the University of Kentucky. Native of Tampa, Florida. Great state of Florida.
Is he a Dade County man?
No, that's Pinellas County. That's up north, but some pretty good coaching lineage there. George Karl to the left. Rick Carlisle. There's Gergerich in the
on the
white
right.
shirt.
Yep.
Mikhailuk hasn't gotten a lot of run here today, but he's already handled his, signing that 3-year contract a little bit earlier today. It's official. Dotson with a step back. And Hart with the board. Hart everywhere here. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Hart coming downhill. That's a sweet looking move. And that's going to be a goaltend. They'll count the basket.
There's
look at Tim Gergerich.
Congratulations on the Lifetime Achievement Award. He's one of those guys who was always in the background and maybe not in the media getting all the love, but irreplaceable on staffs.
Great skills coach. Hart with 14 on 5 of 8 after that bucket. Kind of enjoyed this coach appreciation night.
I've loved every second of it, boy. We've had some great conversation. We appreciate the coaches making time for us, giving a glimpse into their world, into how they think, who their mentors were.
Nice dime inside. And the finish by Isaiah Hicks. Hicks has 6 in the game. Mikhailuk with a nice cross-court find. Hart couldn't make the catch, but atoned for it with a nice step-through move.
He's played like an MVP of this summer league. He told Cassidy Hubbard that it was just a given. They didn't have to talk about it with Kuzma and Ball.
And here he is again, Doris. On the feed. Cassidy has a little update on Mo Wagner, who left the game earlier. Cassidy?
Yeah, you can see Mo Wagner right now on the bench, but he did leave briefly with a left ankle tweak. He changed his shoes and got taped up, but Magic Johnson was actually the one who walked over to Wagner on the bench, and the two walked back to the locker room, and the training staff fouled. And Magic stayed in the training room the whole time he was evaluated, but again, Wagner is, as you see, is okay, and Magic Johnson's on the bench, or on the sidelines here, taking in his Lakers Summer League squad.
Yeah, Magic is a part-time doctor when it comes to Summer League. He has sole discretion when and if to shut guys down. We saw that last year with Brandon Ingram when he suffered a little tweak in the ankle, and Magic during the game let us know that he was done. Foul inside against Robinson. Let's look at Kyle Kuzma, courtside. Lester Connor, assistant coach. Well, you think about the transformation that franchise has made, Doris, going back to some 17, 18 months ago when Jeannie Buss seized control in a somewhat hostile, acrimonious takeover within the Buss family, and assigning Magic to basically run the franchise in the aftermath of that. And things are trending up right now for the Los Angeles Lakers. And of course, Magic was the favorite of the late Dr. Jerry Buss, the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers. At the time, early in Magic's career, remember, he signed Magic to that, at the time, a 25-year, $25 million contract, which was big money. Still is big money.
I was just going to say, is that not big money anymore? I guess in an era where players could turn down $35 million, I guess it just gives a little perspective to your $25 million.
Now guys are making more than that in 1 year. Hart, about a 3-second difference between his shot and game clock. Good block by Williams. Boy, we were talking about Williams. Maybe the diamond in the rough for the Knicks. Came up with Robinson, a nice block there. out of New Orleans, Louisiana. That's Troy Williams getting off the deck. Williams all of 7 feet.
Man, just great job closing space, using the left hand to block it, and then the collision. That was tough.
If you're a 7-footer and you want to stay on the floor, you got to be able to move your feet and contest like Williams just did in today's new NBA. Josh Hart being tended to. Got a foul, or maybe just went out of bounds. Certainly was a lot of contact, and take a little time for what they call infection control when somebody's bleeding. Oh, that's head to head, and a foul called on Williams on that play. We're going to take a short break tomorrow, folks. The MGM Grand Summer League playoffs begin on ESPNU at 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to take a break and tell you more about that and a lot more after this.
I'm lucky to get through a shift without a disaster. My bargain detergent couldn't keep up, so I switched to Tide Pods. They're super concentrated, so I get a better clean.
#1 trusted, #1 awarded. It's gotta be Tide.
Crab Fest is back at Red Lobster. Discover our largest variety of crab and crab dishes all year, like new Crab Fest Combo. Your one chance to have new jumbo snow crab with tender Dungeness crab. Or try Crab Lover's Dream, sweet, juicy king crab and jumbo snow crab cozied up with crab linguine Alfredo. Even our shrimp is crab-topped. So hurry in and get your Butter Dunkin' game on, because Crab Fest will be gone in a snap. And now bring home the seafood you crave with Red Lobster to go. Call or order online today.
Back to 2017, first-round draft picks. Of course, Lonzo Ball generated so much buzz. He averaged 10 points, 7 assists, 6 boards, and then Kuzma really impressed them in the interview process. He's taken with the 25th pick, and then the 30th pick, Josh Hart. They loved his versatility, and he put up quality numbers, Mark, down the latter stretches of the season. Remember, Kuzma gets injured. He stops playing. Hart has 16 and 4. He was a revelation.
Yeah.
Maybe not to the Lakers, but certainly to me. I did not see much of him in college. He was dynamite last year.
When you get a guy that's been in school for 3 years and he's coming out of a program like Villanova, you would expect, and I'm sure Magic knew this, and Rob Pelinka, the general manager of the Lakers, knew that he'd be able to make a contribution sooner rather than later, and he's done exactly that. 5 seconds to go in the first half. Knox with the long stride, got it. Knocking on the door. Kevin Knox with 1.5 to go. He's already hit double figs with 11 points here in the first half of play. The Los Angeles Lakers with Magic courtside leading 53 to 42. Kevin Knox turning those New York boos into cheers. A lot more work to do for New York, though, when we come back.
Every time a Friday feels like a family reunion. A Corona gets its line. Every time your work friends and your friends become friends. And every time it's like you're the only people on earth. A Corona gets its lime.
What a stunning variety of 6 meals in mint condition. Look at this new KFC Crispy Kernel Sandwich, the latest of KFC's $5 fill-ups. I reckon everything in this collection costs just $5 each. Congratulations! KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Haven't been playing golf this year. I'm sorry about that.
Progress is in the pursuit.
Audi will cover your first month's lease payment on select models during the summer of Audi sales event.
The championships, Wimbledon, on the ESPN app. Stream every point from every match. Download the ESPN app today.
Life is forgetting that extra screw. Moving your boxes into the pavement. A workout that doesn't quite work out. No matter what happens, the Thumbtack app can help. We'll find you local pros for the job. See their prices and reviews. Even chat with pros right in the app. Download the free app or go to thumbtack.com today.
Get ready for an all-new Auto Trader. Search with all-new speed. Shop with all-new control. Now with the power of Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor on Auto Trader, so you'll know the price is fair. Supercharge your search and find your next car faster than ever. Shop all the cars like never before with the all-new Auto Trader.
Welcome back, everyone, to the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League with the Los Angeles Lakers leading 53-42 at the half. A very special day here on Tuesday on Coach Appreciation Day. Being honored right there, Tim Gergerich, longtime NBA coach for several different guys in the league through the decades, being honored for a Lifetime Impact Award.
You just love it, Mark. I love the story that Rick Carlisle told about him being the original man to start working players out in between games, or excuse me, before games. In the off season, they would make a trip. This man was such a quality teacher. They would make a trip to see him and do their individual workouts and try to improve their skill set. And in honor of the Coaches Appreciation Day, we're going to let you listen to the best of Wired NBA coaches at Summer League. Enjoy this.
Let's get a good stop right here coming out. Let's get feisty down here, more tough, all right? Hey, listen, stay focused, all right? We're executing pretty well. Come on, same thing. Hey, let's get a stop right out here. Here we go. Listen. Come on, guys, we got to get up, right? We got to get up, all right? Come on, get up. Together, 1, 2, 3. All rebounds. That's the team I know. Way to stay with yourself. It's all good, right? We're gonna score. Get out and run. Together, 1, 2, 3. Together. Hey, by the way, I love what you're doing, right? Keep on fighting, okay? Good work, man. Hey, we gotta close the quarter, though. All right, take a deep breath. We're gonna start over here, okay? We talked about it before. They have good individual talent. They're just beating us one-on-one. It ain't because of ball movement or extra passes or anything else. They're just taking us one-on-one and scoring. Lock your man up, be tighter shell. That's all they're doing. Okay, we lock them up, we're in good shape. Then we need to continue to get downhill and attack. Not get out of control, all right? Keep all the discipline, okay? Hey, let's go. It has to be down there. Hey, stay strong, all right? All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's get a stop. And get an easy one. Don't let up, guys. 5 minutes, 54 seconds, okay? Get the W, right? Here we go. Most important to close out the quarter. The reason that we got this lead is what? Defense is stop after stop. Hey, let's work. We got to go. Together. Finish. X. Great job, man.
Summer wants you to slip out of the office and into a swimsuit. It wants bonfires that go way later than they should. Basically, if you're summering with a Corona in hand, you're doing it right. But don't take it from us, take it from Summer.
Some believe if it's not German, it's not luxury performance. So we brought these Infiniti SUVs to Germany with American families to drive them.
This truck is only for German luxury auto. Not for family or SUV.
VC Turbo. It's like 2 engines in one. How did Germany not do that first?
Keine Kinder auf der Strecke.
The Infiniti family of SUVs. There's nothing traditional about it. Let your new legacy begin at the Infiniti Summer Sales Event. Infiniti. Empower the drive.
I am the DQ Summer Blizzard menu. With flavors like Twix and cotton candy, I am one reason summer nights were invented. The other reason? Convertibles. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
Welcome home.
For all the renovations and all the discoveries. For the deals lost and the dream homes found. For all the tirades, the tragedies, and the triumphs. The blood, the sweat, and the tears. All the reasons that HGTV means home.
I am the DQ Summer Blizzard menu. With flavors like Twix and cotton candy, I am one reason summer nights were invented. The other reason? Convertibles. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
Welcome back, everyone, to the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League from Las Vegas. Day 5 action today and the last day of opening round play before we get down to the tournament tomorrow. And Doris, the Los Angeles Lakers, the defending champs, 2-0. Magic Johnson's in the house. Kyle Kuzma's here. Lonzo Ball was here. Lester Connor, assistant coach, is here. A lot of the luminaries are here for the Lakers, and they're seeing Josh Hart do his thing here in the first half.
Well, Kevin Knox has done a couple things for the New York Knicks. We'll begin with him, and this young man has got a chance to be special, and I think special for a long time. How about the ability to put it on the floor, either in a half court from the elbow or in a little bit more open floor situation? And you touched on this. Second year, the command of his team, the command of his game has been really impressive, Mark. He's shot it well. He's been efficient. He's been everything you could hope for if you're the Los Angeles Lakers here.
There's a look at the numbers so far. Hart with 18 on an efficient 6 for 10. Knox 3 of 9. When you look at the promise of Kevin Knox, the one area that he'll get a chance to improve at the next level is his three-point shooting. Shot just 34% from downtown at Kentucky, but Josh Hart conversely has it working. Here on Coach Appreciation Night in Las Vegas. Great conversation a moment ago with Rick Carlisle and David Fizdale, Coach Yeager of Sacramento, and several others dropping by to visit with us today. Mikhailuk turned it over.
I'm not sure whose idea Coach's Appreciation Day was, but whoever it is,
yes,
good job.
Knox with a little step back. That was a long 2. Now 3 of 12 from the field. Caruso got downhill, a little drive and kick, and that jumper's went tonight for Josh Hart. 21 points. Tough little step-through move. Hart with the board.
Mark, would you...
Great pocket pass to Ayers.
Really good pocket pass. I mean, Caruso is a guy with great size at the point guard position. I think as long as his decision-making stays solid, he's got a real chance. And Mark, the pieces that, you know, I've kind of talked about, I wouldn't include Brandon Ingram.
Right. Why?
You know, just, I mean, for a lot of reasons. One, you know, his serious demeanor about the game, his capacity for work, his desire and proven ability to become more efficient as a jump shooter. He's tightened his handle to the point where he will go left or right. He's getting physically stronger. You are less and less able to knock him off. But are there, like, would you be willing to include Ingram if you have to, if this is about Kawhi, and we're really in the area of supposition, but it is an intriguing conversation. You have to give up something for Kawhi.
Yeah.
How many pieces, like, would you be willing to move on Kuzma, Ball? What's your take on it?
I'm kind of the Pat Riley school of player procurement, and I take a shot now. I don't play for later. I'll take guys who are going to help me win today and let tomorrow worry about itself. I would include a guy like an Ingram or a Kuzman, if it meant getting somebody that's going to help me win today. And when it comes time to that run is over, then you try and retool with whatever you have at that moment.
All right, this is why
I'm not against mortgaging the future at all.
Well, those numbers and those achievements by Kawhi already certainly would dictate that you have to give up something. I think it's a very hard situation for everybody involved. Nobody's winning here. I think I'm the most curious about the fact that Kawhi is 27 years old. He's been around the league a long time. I know by nature he's a very quiet man. We just haven't heard anything from him.
And that's the odd part. At some point, you figure that you speak for yourself on an issue that has been going on since the beginning of the year. And he really hasn't made an official statement of his own. It's been representation or representatives of him that have,
have been doing the talk. And I'd say this, I mean, it's our opinion, nothing more, but do you believe the relationship with the Spurs is past the point of no return?
Yeah, you see, I still think that there's an opportunity for Greg Popovich to turn the beat around. I know the popular opinion probably states otherwise, but the Spurs still have the leverage because Kawhi Leonard, everybody's talking about him being traded here and there and everywhere. He's under contract for all of next year.
I disagree they have the leverage. What if he walks away? What if they keep him next year? It's a miserable year.
Yeah.
And he walks away and you get nothing for a finals MVP, a multi-time winner of the Defensive Player of the Year award. I disagree they have the leverage. I mean, listen, I think you're smart to be patient because you can't give him away for nothing. But if he doesn't want to be there and he's made that clear, then I think you got to move.
It's an interesting scenario that's playing out in San Antonio and very un-Spurs-like, Doris. I think that's what surprises all of us as much as anything else.
Correct.
A franchise and organization that has been all about team and guys that are, quote-unquote, over themselves, having a problem getting along right now as Ayers is getting his.
And I don't think the Lakers are the only suitor, and I say this only because we have the best newsbreaker in the business, and Adrian Wojnarowski, and he's said any number of things over the course of this year. There's been multiple articles by he and Ramona and Michael C. Wright. And, if Boston's in play, what's Boston willing to give up? And if Boston gets them, they must, if that ends up happening, they must be confident in perhaps their, ability to re-sign them.
Yeah. Timeout on the floor. The Lakers have blown it open, leading by 20 behind Josh Hart, and Ayers underneath. Back after this.
I wanted to make Angry Orchard Rosé out of my love for rosé wine. We came here to France and found these red-fleshed apples. Our rosé is a little bit less sweet. It has a bright, refreshing taste and a pink rosé hue.
It's 99-cent kids' nights at Golden Corral. Now, kids, eat and drink for just 99 cents. Under $1. Woo! It's prime time for family time. Come on now. Golden Corral. Your choice rules.
The Employee of the Year, Anna.
Progress is in the pursuit. Audi will cover your first month's lease payment on select models during the summer of Audi sales event.
T-Mobile Home Run Derby, Monday at 8 on ESPN.
Summer League action beginning tomorrow, tournament style, right here in Las Vegas, 4 p.m. on ESPNU, 4:30 on NBA TV, on ESPN2, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. A lot of Summer League fans out there, and a special shout out to our Summer League fan, Sophia Jones, in a Louisville hospital right now with a dislocated toe, watching the game on the ESPN app. That's right. A diehard fan, Sophia Jones, a little banged up right now, but still getting her buckets in.
And appreciating the game of Kevin Knox, who has shown a great ability in either direction to get to the cup. He's got 13 mark. That's a nice, strong move.
Caruso out front. Caruso did some time. Nice pass up top to Ayers. Caruso is diming up his teammates well here tonight. He played for our colleague Jeff Van Gundy recently in USA Basketball World Cup qualification in both Mexico City and in Cuba. USA Basketball going 1-1, but Caruso, two-way player, doing a really nice job out there. Meanwhile, Kevin Knox getting to the bucket.
Well, we're talking about pick and roll. This time he uses just his own do-it-yourself kit, as Mark Jones would say. And then there's the pass by Caruso. And to your point about Caruso, you're talking about a guy 6'5", 6'6". So he's got tremendous size at the lead guard spot, understands how to run a team. Really smart, really tough.
Nice pass again. And Ayers should have had an N1. But you go back to Alex Caruso's story. About 15 months ago, he had just finished up his G League season with the Oklahoma City Thunder G League affiliate. Had lost in the playoffs. Didn't know what his next move was going to be. Got a phone call through his representation from the Los Angeles Lakers to come join them in training camp. Did so. Came to Summer League and earned himself a two-way contract, and the story gets better during the regular season with all the injuries to Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram. Magic Johnson and the gang threw him in the fire, and he did very well in a fill-in role, starting a handful of games.
He's a dogged defender. You know, he is willing to compete on both ends. Good communicator.
Bottom line is, folks, kids, if you're undrafted like Alex Caruso was, there's still a path to the league and a foul underneath. Been some great stories here in Summer League, right, of guys who have gone undrafted, have played in the G League, gotten a spot, and gotten guaranteed 2, 3-year, 4-year contracts.
And it's not, listen, some of these guys are going to make it. Some of these guys are going to be two-way players. Some of these guys are going to be G League. Some of these guys are going to end up overseas. And who knows? Listen, how many players over the course of a season, as you see Laker coach Luke Walton, how many players over the course of the season, right, do you see in your research they've played in 3 or 4 different countries and still find their way to an NBA roster? No one journey for every player.
The lead is 21 for Los Angeles, looking to improve to 3-0, so they'll get a first-round bye if things continue this way when tournament play begins tomorrow. And you know, Doris, it's interesting that we're talking about tournament play. There have been various models of competitiveness and playoffs that have been thrown around. And I know that one of them that was thrown around, just a little bit at least, several years ago by the competition committee was having the first, 6 teams in each conference automatically make the playoffs and then have the rest of the teams compete late in the season in a tournament-style format to see who makes the final 8 and fills out the last 2.
Your thought on that? I'm shaking my head no. I don't like it.
Hey, anything that drums up more interest and late season interest so that you have teams who are quote-unquote seemingly out of it still with a chance late in the year.
I guess the thing I'd rather see, if we're going to change anything, would be the 1 through 16. We could talk about that on the other side of the break. Lakers are up 25, midway, a little past midway through the 3rd quarter.
Nothing gets a family's full attention like my freshly prepared chicken. The delicious KFC $20 fill-up with 8 pieces of extra crispy chicken and sides will surely get your kids off their phones. And they may even look at you, their loving parent. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
It's summer.
Summer is here!
The surest sign that summer has arrived. the summer can from Corona. Get it while you can.
The ESPY goes to...
Celebrate the year's greatest moments in sports and the heroes behind them. Danica Patrick hosts the ESPYs, live July 18th on ABC.
The gentlemen's quarterfinals tomorrow at 8 a.m. on ESPN and ESPN2.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Lakers with a 25-point lead, 5:14 to go in the third quarter. Cassidy standing by with a couple of New York Knicks.
Yeah, I'm here with Tim Hardaway Jr. and Mario Hezonja. And Tim, you've been out here since Saturday. First things first, what do you think of your rookie, Kevin Knox, who's been putting on a show so far here in Vegas?
I think he's been playing phenomenal. You know, he got to get his feet wet a little bit, but so far so good for him, and I'm happy that he's out here being aggressive on both ends of the floor and, you know, trying to make a name for himself.
So you have a new teammate in Kevin and a new teammate in Mario. And Mario, you just had your introduction as a Knick today. We know you're familiar with Scott Perry with your time at the Magic and also David Fizdale, but why ultimately did you want to become a New York Knick?
I mean, it's a definitely exciting young group. It was not only Coach Fizdale and Scott Perry, but a bunch of guys I already knew from before, so that was a majority of my decision.
Well, what kind of conversations have you had with David Fizdale? I know he's been preaching positionless basketball. What kind of future do you see under his leadership?
Yeah, definitely a lot of running and gunning, and I know a lot of Knicks fans talk about preaching and talking about defense, and this is the guy for the job when it comes, you know, to that aspect of the game. So, you know, I'm very excited to have him to be a part of this franchise, historic franchise, and a lot of those guys are excited and ready to go.
It's going to be an exciting season, an interesting one specifically in the East. No more LeBron James in the Eastern Conference. How do you see the conference playing out?
I mean, I'm not too worried about that. We just have to concentrate on ourselves, you know, and we'll see how far we'll go.
They say the East is wide open. So what can we expect from the New York Knicks this year?
You know, hopefully, you know, our goal is, you know, to make the playoffs, and that's first and foremost. We missed it for the past 6 years now, and I think it's time. You know, I think our guys are ready to go, and that's one of our goals moving forward.
Well, both of you enjoy the rest of your time here in Vegas, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you.
All right, on Coach Appreciation Day, David Fizdale watching courtside as a couple of his guys chop it up with Cassidy. You know, Mario Hezonja, a very intriguing prospect for the New York Knicks. Doris, I like his talent. Things just didn't seem to fit in Orlando for him. But I do know that, and I'm told by some of the Knicks people, that he does well in a system with a lot of flow, a lot of space, pace and space type deal that Fizdale really got in on the ground floor with when they played 5 out in Miami with LeBron and got that started. And they think that Hezonja is going to be ideal for the type of offense they're going to play in New York. And Hezonja is hyper competitive and hyper confident to the point where, story one guy told me, that he's the type of guy where if you went to the park and were picking up sides and you picked a guy like LeBron and you picked Kobe and you picked Durant before him, he'd be mad at you.
Get out.
He's very self-confident.
So he's irrationally exuberant.
And sometimes that helps. In this league, that helps. Hicks with a miss. 19-point lead. 3:25 to go in the third. Raton Mays. Hart. Knox with the board. Do you like Hezonja for New York?
I do, Mark. I'm really curious, and you said something that really intrigued me, and that is fit, right? And how sometimes talent isn't the sole determinant of success. Think about how long it took. You know, JaVale McGee is now an NBA champion. And I want you to think over the course of the playoffs, there were certain matchups where JaVale's skill set was not required, and so he didn't play. And then there were certain series where I think you could say, without some timely contributions from JaVale, the series would have been a lot harder to win. And on Coach's Appreciation Day, I spent time with David Fizdale on their run to the NBA championships when he was with Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Dwayne Wade and LeBron James thought the world of this man.
Yes.
And I think the vast majority, I understand that there were some issues with Mark in Memphis, but I think the vast majority of players have proven that they've enjoyed playing for him.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the moment where he says, "Take that for data," and walked out of the press conference.
Got the T-shirt.
Like he's got a little fiery competitiveness himself.
Yeah. Nobody's going to rook him, in his own words. Knicks trying to make a charge here, down by 14, courtesy of an 11-0 run by New York.
Well, Mr. Knox doing a little something, making that corner jump shot.
Sure is.
You were talking about the 35% from three-point at Kentucky. And I heard our own Seth Greenberg talk about it. He had talked to John Calipari. And one of the things they desperately wanted this guy to do is, listen, we know he can shoot it. They wanted him to put it on the deck. And what's impressed me is to complement this jump shooting ability that we see on display here. This guy showed an ability to believe in his handle and be confident enough to attack the cup.
Now 5 of 13 from the field to 18 points.
What other coaches we got, boy? We rolled. Tell you what, 30 head coaches, we had 6.
Yeah.
I'm not very good with percentages, so
good.
I'm not even going there.
We wore them out pretty good today. Steve Mills, Scott Perry, David Fizdale on the sidelines there, represent the New York Knicks. Luke Walton. Luke Walton told me a great story about him prior to his coaching days as a rookie, that because of his father, who we all know and work with from time to time, that there was actually a bidding war. There was a bidding war to see amongst the veterans already on the Lakers team whose rookie he was going to be.
Wow.
And I'm not going to reveal the number, but it got up into the pretty significant 5 figures.
No way.
Yes.
Can I have that kind of disposable income, Mark?
Karl Malone was the guy that won the bidding.
Oh.
And, the good ending in the story there is that Luke says that Karl Malone was great with him as a rookie, and that the only thing he wanted to do was make sure he had his donuts in the morning, and from time to time Karl would forget his headset somewhere, so Luke would have to go out and buy him a new set of headphones somewhere for the bus ride. Raton Mays. King rejected. Here's Knox leading the break. Williams got it, and the Knicks are cooking a 14-0 run, and the lead is down to 11. Making a comeback, Raton Mays can't stop the hemorrhaging for Los Angeles. Schreier in rhythm. Knox knocks it down, and here come New York again. They've cut it to 8. The Knicks have never led in this game. But a side pick and roll for Raton Mays. The switch. Raton Mays fouled.
Well, the Knicks showing some pride. It's summer league, but it's competitive. So play some defense. Get yourself out in transition. We've seen this guy rake and take it for himself. How about he runs the 3-on-2 transition, nice soft pass, and then the demeanor, the calm, cool. Give me New York City, because I can handle it, Mark Jones.
Yeah, he must have heard us talking about that 35% three-point shooting at Kentucky. Raton Mays, meanwhile, to the free throw line. That snaps the 17-0 run. Mays leaving it short. 1.5 to go in the third. Schreier, the two-way player. Knox feeling it. Grooving that one. It's a 6-point game.
He's ready for Broadway. Bring it.
Breton Mays blocked. Good verticality by Isaac Hicks. Shot clock down to 9. Breton Mays. Holland left it short. Oh, and an offensive rebound. Reset on the shot clock only goes to 14. And Bonga gets the runner. Under a minute to go here. Action picking up, Doris.
Well, I'll tell you
during
this.
the third quarter.
Spike Lee, you watching Summer League? John McEnroe, you watching Summer League?
Yeah, Trayer is doing the right thing, Spike. Bucket and one.
We'll give him a little bit of love, but first of all, the range, the quick trigger, Mr. Knox doing work. Get me to world's most famous arena, Mark Jones. I can do the same thing there. And then Alonso with a nose for scoring the basketball. That's just one of those guys. He knows how to put it in the basket.
He signed a two-way deal right after the draft. Tells you how highly thought of he is amongst the Knicks. And it's a 5-point game. Fizdale has to love the temerity that his squad is showing here, albeit in Summer League. Knox with the board. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
David Fizdale starting to yell out instructions from the other side of the court. Now he's getting all jazzed.
Mike Miller, the sideline coach here for Summer League. Knox. Got it! Knocking that down. It's down to 2. On the steal, there's time. Williams, and it's tied at 78. Fizdale up on the sidelines exhorting his Knicks. New York, you got something special coming.
Wow. Kevin Knox, competitive, tough. They were down 25. He's having no part of it. The rookie from Kentucky, shot after shot. The building is alive. David Fizdale's on his feet. Kevin Knox can flat play. Welcome to New York City, folks.
Some believe if it's not German, it's not luxury performance. So we brought these Infinity SUVs to Germany with American families to drive them.
This truck is only for German luxury auto, not for family or SUV.
VC Turbo. It's like 2 engines in one. How did Germany not do that first?
Keine Kinder auf der Strecke.
The Infinity family of SUVs. There's nothing traditional about it. Let your new legacy begin at the Infinity Summer Sales Event. Infinity. Empowered.
My name is Oleg, and I've used Thumbtack for so many different things. They actually asked me to be in their commercial. I got my hedges trimmed, hung these beautiful blinged out cabinets. I got my carpets cleaned. I hired a pool guy. Hey, I even remodeled my entire kitchen. I can hire pretty much anyone on Thumbtack. It finds me local pros for free. See their prices and reviews. Even chat with pros right in the app. Download the app or go to thumbtack.com today.
Get ready for an all-new Auto Trader. Search with all-new speed. Shop with all-new control. Now with the power of Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor on Auto Trader, so you'll know the price is fair. Supercharge your search and find your next car faster than ever. Shop all the cars like never before with the all-new Auto Trader.
Kevin Knox, the emerging story tonight here in Las Vegas. Courtesy of a 28-3 run, the New York Knicks have tied the game. Knox had 16 points in the third quarter, portending good things in the future for the New York Knicks. I want to see and hear what all those booing fans are doing now.
They thought he might have to adjust to the NBA three-point line. I think he's there.
Sure look comfortable, Doris. Kaluk. And on the steal, Knicks 4-on-1. And Trayer gives them their first lead of the game.
See, this is to me where Josh Hart has got to get command of his offense again, right? They're on a run. Alex is playing the lead guard, so that moves him off the ball, but doesn't mean he can't command it.
See what adjustments Miles Simon might have made during the last break. Simon, the Summer League coach. And
Nice
Williams
move.
with a nice lefty layup.
They iced him at the elbow. They ran a little flex cut action. They let some things clear, and he makes good use of open space.
That stops a 30-3 run. That foul is going to go against Josh Hart, who ran right through and over Troy Williams. Tied at 80, just underway here in the fourth quarter. Last day of opening round play. They'll go to tournament-style format tomorrow.
Let's see this little matchup with Josh Hart and Mr. Knox. This would be interesting.
Benajay out of Syracuse into Knox, and
stepped on the
looks like he stepped out of bounds. He's not alone there. A lot of veterans do that. Kevin Knox, whose father played football at Florida State.
He's going out.
Coach Mike Miller going to give him a breather. Miller is the head coach of the Westchester Knicks, the G League affiliate for New York. They're on Coach Appreciation Day. Caruso out of bounds. New York basketball.
I'm hoping this is a brief respite for Kevin Knox.
Yeah. You don't want him to cool off too much.
Listen,
right?
he's got 27 points in 28 minutes. We still got 8.5 to play. Let's get him back in.
Trayer. Now a chance of defense from the Laker Nation on hand here. Trayer. Stare down, pull up.
See what I mean? Like, that kid's just a natural scorer. It's his instinct. It's what he does.
Doris, he's got 19 points to go along with 5 assists.
Yeah. Talented. You know, I don't think they believe he's a natural enough point guard, but play, you know, put him in a position to have to score it. Yes, sir.
Hart missing his free throw. Hart, a 70% foul shooter on the season with the Los Angeles Lakers. Mentioned the fact that played in 63 games last year, 5th most on the team. Knocks down the second at 2. It's a 1-point contest. Dotson lost control and thought it might have been a travel, but instead a foul called on the play. David Fisdale, somebody forgot to take him to tell him to take the night off.
Yeah.
He's coaching from across the way. Scott Perry to his right. David Fisdale, a native of South Central Los Angeles. And to put it simply, he has grown up with a sense of gratitude. Guy who's very appreciative of where he is, and obviously worked hard to get to where he is. He's an assistant coach with the Atlanta Hawks before joining the Miami Heat, winning a couple of titles with Miami. Largest lead of the game, but not for long. Williams with a strong foray to the cup again.
Well, just a couple of really aggressive, assertive, decisive moves for him. He got isolated at the elbow for his last bucket. This time he's just playing off Alex Caruso. He gets his hands up like, I'm an option over here.
1-point ball game. New York going to try and take the lead here. You know, a great trait of successful coaches is humility. And Fisdale certainly has that. When he came out and admitted that maybe he made some mistakes in his handling of Marc Gasol.
Yes.
And that he's learned from that. A great article in The Undefeated. A little bit while ago, Josh Hart gives the Lakers a 3-point lead. He's got 25. Fisdale saying that he was going to be making that trip to visit Kristaps Porzingis. Tell you what, you got some international players, and you're going to get some frequent flyer miles. Robinson couldn't make the catch in traffic, and the Lakers Trying to go up 5 here, approaching 7 minutes to go. Mikhailuk, splashdown.
How about that for some big-time answers? This kid ain't shy. Josh Hart, boy, if he shoots it like this, because he can guard 1 through 4, and in a pinch, especially in small ball, that 4, he can guard it. Look out.
The Lakers have answered with a 9-0 run. Caruso, the whistle and a foul called on.
The Lakers had decided they had enough. That 25-point lead they had given up, time to go on a spurt of their own. 9-zip run. Josh Hart gets a screen from Ayers. Defenders indecisive. That means I'm going to put a 3 on your head. And then a nice screen again by Williams. Give Mikhailuk a little space. He's going to knock that thing down.
I wonder what kind of coaching Miles Simon was doing. He had his arm around Kevin Knox and the Knicks a moment ago.
They exchanged a warm greeting. They know one another.
Oh, with all the NBA clinics and shoe company clinics. Mikhailuk, wait. The lead is up to 9. Svi Mikhailuk out of Kansas. Signed his Laker contract today. A 3-year deal, and what a way to celebrate for him.
Not resting on that laurel, boy. He just, okay, you're going to give me space. I'm going to make you pay. Back-to-back threes. You got to be there on the catch with this guy. And don't be fooled into thinking this guy's only a shooter, Mark.
Yeah.
You got to close under control and be ready to contest or contain with speed.
Yeah, he's dipped it on a few guys here in Summer League. He scored the last 6. Lakers on a 12-0 run. And a foul by Ayers. The Lakers seem to have taken the Knicks' best shot here, Doris.
No doubt. They
and
woke
responded.
up. They sure did. They woke up.
On a 14-0 run in the last 2 minutes plus. Trayer with the lob. That's going to be a foul. Robinson fouled underneath. David Fizdale has run the gamut of emotions here.
He certainly has. He can't help himself, boy. He's going to get up and get excited as they're going on the run. That was after one of Knox's threes, playing some D, and then, come on, guys, let's go.
Haven't been playing golf this year. I'm sorry about that.
Progress is in the pursuit. Audi will cover your first month's lease payment on select models during the summer of Audi sales event.
It's easy to think that all money managers are pretty much the same. But while some push high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some advisors have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management.
Nothing run for the Lakers over the last 2-12. Mark Jones chopping it up with Doris Burke, Cassidy Hubbard on Coach Appreciation Night here in Las Vegas. And his shooting would make any coach proud.
No doubt, no doubt. And he's got more to his game than that. But boy, he gets it's lightning quick release. It's beautiful form. And he and Josh Hart steadied the Lakers ship pretty quickly after that great run by New York. LA led 75-50. New York goes on to lead 84-81, and the Lakers, what a response, 95-84.
Caruso with great anticipation. Couldn't punch it home, though. Hard with the hustle. And he got drilled and crashed to the court.
Tell you what, this has been an entertaining and hard-played, competitive game.
Don't tell me this is Summer League.
That's a regular season foul right there. That's a Bill Lamb beer-worthy foul right there.
After the Miss Caruso dunk, yeah, Hicks got all apart. And they're going to review to see if this is a flagrant 1, 2, or none. Well, you know who's used to collar tackles and hits like that?
Yeah.
Teddy Bruschi. And he's standing by with Cassidy.
Yeah, look who I found. Just a 3-time Super Bowl champ and our colleague at ESPN. First things first, why are you here at NBA Summer League?
I have family here in Las Vegas. Yeah, I've come here a lot in the off season, and we've seen this grow actually to as big as it is right now. And I brought my son. He's big in the NBA, big fans in the Bruschi household. Celtics fan, sort of course. But, you know, coming out and seeing these games in this type of venue is unique.
Yeah, just like the NFL, the NBA now a 365-day sport. We are having Coaches Appreciation Day today. You played for arguably the greatest coach of all time. What's the best story you could tell us about Bill Belichick?
Probably just that getting a compliment is very rare. You know, it's always about improvement with him. Just like, I mean, like these kids here in Summer League are trying to improve their games. I was a defensive lineman in college that had to learn to play linebacker, and he was constantly pushing me to learn to become the best linebacker I could be. That's what coaching's all about. Yep. You know, they push you. I mean, there are a lot of high school coaches, too, being recognized here tonight and what they do for the youth. I could talk about my high school coaches in California to my college coaches in Arizona. Coaches make a huge impact on athletes' lives, and many of mine did for me.
And the media is so used to getting 1 or 2 words out of Bill Belichick. What's he like in conversation in the locker room?
It's about the same. You know, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more loose in our locker room than in what he is in the media, and you know, he's a guy that has a lot of personal relationships, and I still have a relationship with him now. And probably it's gotten better since I've retired. So he does keep tabs on a lot of his players.
Well, thank you so much. I didn't get good games. I'm going to let you go watch it with your son and watch the finish. Thanks for joining us. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Cassidy. And, you know, on Coach Appreciation Day, I think about coaching, Doris, and one of the common themes as we tie it all in at the end here is it's about the relationships that guys have with players. And I remember Avery Johnson telling me one time, he said, Jonesy, I can't go out to dinner tonight. I'm taking Dirk Nowitzki to dinner. I said, really? He said, yeah, I like to take my players individually throughout the course of the year to dinner, sit down, get to know them, get to know their families, because if they don't know that I take an interest and really care about them as people off the court, which he does, then how can they know that when I'm yelling at them, it's not coming from a good place?
Right, right. There's a reason a couple of NBA head coaches are about to make some long overseas journeys to visit David Fizdale, going to see Kristaps Porzingis, Rick Carlisle going to see Luka Doncic. Can I just go back to some NFL coaches I used to love watching?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I was a huge NFL fan as a kid, just absolutely huge. I would beg my mom to let me stay up and watch Howard Cosell do Monday Night Football highlights. I was a Raider fan.
The bad guys, huh?
Oh, I love the bad. I was a Georgetown fan too, so you know I love the bad.
Now I
love the bad boys. I didn't like the Pistons, so I like bad boys, but not those bad boys. John Madden was my absolute favorite.
Wow.
Seeing that guy go up and down the sideline, he typically, you know, had his tie up around his ears. Bill Parcells, because I grew up on the Jersey Shore, and you know Phil Simms, and he won 2 championships.
Right.
And my fandom is all over the map. Tom Landry, I love the Dallas Cowboys.
You hit the one guy I was going to say right there at the end.
The fedora, you could appreciate the fedora.
And the tie.
He was dressed tight.
Natalie attired on every occasion. Coaches make it go around. Caruso out top. Nice dime inside to Ayers and a great finish.
Caruso doing
Caruso,
work. Yeah, sure. Both of us went to the right spot, I think.
You know, speaking of coaches on Coach Appreciation Day, one position we talked about Gerg getting honored a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Gergerich. A lot of teams now beginning to employ a shooting coach.
Yeah.
That becoming a position within organizations. Bruce Kreitzer with the Clippers. Dave Hopla was one of the guys that was in with the Wizards earlier. The Raptors, a lot of teams. Chip Engelland handles that with the San Antonio Spurs. The skill development is so important at the NBA level, Doris, and the coaches that do it sometimes don't get a lot of the hype. They're not the guys in the front of the bench. They're the guys in behind it.
Right. Think about how Chip Engelland helped Tony Parker's career. Because Tony, with his speed and handle and feel, could live in the paint. But until he could complement that, you know, teams could give him such a cushion to make it easier. I would say this, though. Let me ask you this. So you're right, like player development's huge, and that individual instruction you've been talking about. You know, all these guys have trainers, and there are so many good ones. But do you? Let's watch Caruso doing his thing, because this play right here captures this kid. He competes. He runs a team.
Wow.
But look at him lay out in a summer league game. That is phenomenal.
For a guy that's already got a contract,
Correct. That's right. But Mark, you think the kids today would be better served to play some pickup and do some one-on-one work? Because it feels like it's trended more to, hey, I'm working with my trainer today. Where you growing up, it was about, well, let me go to the park. I'm going to play one-on-one. The rule is we're going to play one-on-one from the free throw line. You get 1 to 2 dribble max.
Got to stay in the lane too, right?
And you got to stay in the lane and score.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think the pendulum has gone almost too far the other way. That everything's about your trainer and your skills coach, and people don't actually learn to compete as much as they should anymore. Williams stripped.
Can I just give a shout out to Alex Caruso right now? Because as good as Knox has been, Alex Caruso, come on now, he's balling.
Hard. This place is ready to explode on that.
He just had a 4-play sequence, which will tell you why this kid's got a real shot. He prohibited Knox, and now he might pick up a charge. Yes, sir. Go to work, Alex Caruso.
Caruso with a great stat line. 5 points, 4 boards, 9 assists, and 1 sore back after that. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back.
Coverage of MGM Resorts NBA Summer League 2018 is brought to you by Wendy's new $1 Buffalo Ranch Crispy Chicken Sandwich for a limited time at participating Wendy's.
Hi.
How was your day?
It's good. It's long.
Let's fix it. Play Connection by One Republic.
These days my waves get lost in the ocean. 7 billion swimmers, man, I'm going through the motions. Sent up a flare, I need love and devotion. Traded for some faces that I'll never know. Notion. Can I get a connection? Can I get a connection? Can I get a connection? Can I get a connection?
Summer wants you to slip out of the office and into a swimsuit. It wants bonfires that go way later than they should. Basically, if you're summering with a Corona in hand, you're doing it right. But don't take it from us. Take it from Summer.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help you rehydrate so you can keep sweating. Studied, tested, proven. Nothing beats Gatorade.
What a stunning variety of 6 meals in mint condition. Look at this new KFC Crispy Kernel Sandwich, the latest of KFC's $5 fill-ups. I reckon everything in this collection costs just $5 each. Congratulations! KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Living lovely. I wanna be with you. Ay, I wanna be with. I wanna be with you. Ay, I wanna be with. I wanna be with you.
2:50 to go, and the Lakers lead it 99-86 after a 25-point Knicks comeback. They succumbed to the Lakers, who responded in a big way behind their catalyst, Alex Caruso. Great all-round stat line for him tonight. Five points, 4 rebounds, 9 dimes. Kyluk
Good
He's
play
missed his
call.
last few, yeah.
Tell you what, Miles Simon's doing some work over there for the Lakers, right?
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, in fact, that Miles Simon is a big reason why, as Knox knocks down another jump shot. Simon, a big reason why Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma in particular had the great seasons they did. We spent a lot of time working with them, watching video and on-court activities and improvement and development during the course of the regular season. Under 2 minutes to go. Knox on the drive. Knocked out of bounds. Here's look at Miles Simon out of Arizona. Spent some time with the Orlando Magic in the NBA. Key part of Luke Walton's staff. Got that Arizona relationship going.
Alex Caruso, this is him in a nutshell. That's the size I was talking about to contain a player of Kevin Knox's caliber. Make the strip in a help situation, and now in a help situation, draw the charge, and then get into the lane. This is what they want. They want him to live in the paint. Why? Because a paint touch can lead to a long three.
Now 10 assists for Caruso. Well, the Laker Nation once again showing up in spades here tonight on a Tuesday evening. The brain trust of the Lakers right there, trying to defend their Summer League championship title. Carroll's jumper blocked. And one went right through Dotson for the bucket. Carroll going to the free throw line. And Ayers is going to come out. Nice work underneath. Being a nice paint presence for the Lakers. Ayers with 17 points and 4 rebounds. So the Lakers going to improve to 3-0. They'll get a bye in that first round. Tournament draw. Going to go down in the wake of this game, and we'll figure it all out and have the matchups shortly for you. Nice follow, and that's the guy, Mitchell Robinson. They might have a find in him. Really bouncy. What do you think, Doris?
They might. I'm serious. Listen, he's got a nice live body. He's aggressive.
You've already dusted off your old Earl Monroe poster and Willis Reed poster that you had buried back in the day, right?
This is a nice drive by Knox. I thought he might have earned a trip to the free throw line. There's the follow.
Magic Johnson's seen enough. His team's going to win this one. Watson from deep for the Knicks. And there's another follow by Robinson.
If the jumper's that bad, it's not wet. What is it? It's dry?
Yeah, it's just not flowing. It's called you need to pass the ball.
Drip. I got to get my drip going. Oh, you're killing me.
Pope inside. Well, tomorrow the MGM Grand Summer League playoffs begin on ESPNU at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, then continue with 3 games on ESPN2. All games streaming live on the ESPN app. You can watch it anywhere. That app really makes life real easy when you want to follow the games. Raton Mays with a nice drive, and give a shout out to my daughter Sophia Jones, who looks like she broke her toe tonight in an AAU game in Louisville. Yep. And we're going to pray for the best, and she's killing time in the X-ray room watching NBA Summer League.
We're thinking of you, Sophia. Hang tough.
Passionate fans all over. The Lakers going to win this 107-92. Josh Hart with 27 and 6. But late in the game in the third quarter in particular, Kevin Knox had 16 points. You know what says a lot about Josh Hart?
What?
The fact that he's actually still playing.
Yeah, oh, no doubt.
That he played in 60-odd games this year for the Knicks.
No doubt. And
he hasn't taken on that, nah, I'm too cool for Summer League
That's
vibe.
correct. What did Dave Yeager, the coach of Sacramento, say? It's all about your attitude.
Yeah. Bo picks the first. Kevin Knox with 29. His jersey's already flying off the rack at 34th and 7th Street in New York City. He flipped those fans pretty quickly. A wonderful day on Coach Appreciation Day. A couple of guys that made their coaches happy, Kevin Knox and Josh Hart. Final once again, the Lakers win it 109-92 here at the Thomas & Mack Center. Tournament play beginning tomorrow. Got a lot more for you from Summer League here, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPNU. For Doris Burke, Cassidy Hubbard, and all the wonderful coaches that joined us here tonight, good night from the entertainment capital of the world.
Welcome into NFL Live. We've got former Bengals and Browns receiver Andrew Hawkins here with us. We've got two-time Super Bowl champ Damian Woody and NFL insider Field Yates right next to me. I'm Diana Rossini. We begin with strong allegations against Bills running back LaShawn McCoy. This afternoon, a photo began swirling on social media. An unidentified Instagram user posted a graphic image of a woman with cuts and bruises on her face, along with a message that accused McCoy of domestic violence, child abuse, animal cruelty, and performance-enhancing drug use. McCoy